Hello everyone and welcome to another edition of NationalFemale.com's The Burnout with myself, Senator Grace Bowman, the OFR, with the number 24, Chase Elliott, and my wonderful co-host, Emma Luther, the OFR, with the number 21 of Ryan Blaney. Congratulations to Jimmy Johnson on the win at Martinsville. He is now in round 4, the championship 4, and will be racing for the championship, which many may have doubted would happen, but hey, it happened. And those number 7 may be around the corner. Of course, he's Hendrick, so Chase isn't in it. We got a Hendrick car going here. Anyway, what do you think of the race this past weekend?
Would have liked it a lot better for JJ, so I'm annoyed that he won. Though I did pick Jeff, so I guess it's okay that a Hendrick car won, because I was kind of right. I do, however, think it is interesting because people are saying that that it was Jeff's last round. How many times did they say that?
You put that on me once.
Saying I thought there was going to be this weekend, but I do think it's hilarious that one of the points on JC is Hamlin is trying to set a speeding penalty record.
Right.
Hold on, I'm trying to find it. The article, did you read the little point on JC about it?
I didn't.
Real quick, it's really short. Denny Hamlin is one pit road speeding penalty away from tying the mark for the most in a season in the past 10 years. Hamlin, who is among the drivers still eligible for the championship, has been penalized 10 times for speeding on pit road this year. Over the last 10 years, only Ryan Newman and Gilliland have had more penalties for speeding on pit road in a season. Newman had 11 in 2008, Gilliland had 11 in 2012. Hamlin could tie or top the mark this weekend at Texas Motor Speedway. He was caught speeding on pit road in this race a year ago. 6 drivers, Biffle, Larson, Menard, Newman, Reagan, and Stenhouse Jr., each have been caught 7 times this season.
That's probably not something I imagine a driver imagines wanting to break a record for.
You know, we break records on championships, most races won, most poles, and apparently speeding penalties too. That's something we need to celebrate.
But it brings the question if it's all the driver and not, because it's more of it's happening, either the drivers are just getting really stupid or the system needs a little bit of adjustment. Just saying.
Well, since we talked about Hamlin's penalty, I'll touch base on penalties for this week. They did mention that there weren't a lot of penalties, which is interesting. DiBenedetto failed LIS 3 times in pre-qualifying inspection, was given a written warning and loss of 15 minutes practice time. Bain failed LIS inspection twice during pre-race and was given a written warning. And Hamlin failed template inspection twice in pre-qualifying inspection and was given a written warning. He also had a speeding penalty.
Is he breaking any records anytime soon?
What did you say?
I said, will he be breaking any records anytime soon?
Probably.
Alright, I will admit that I thought the race was a little on the boring side. Maybe just a little bit.
Is it bad that I'm at the point where I expected that because look how boring Talladega was?
It wasn't like extreme, but yeah.
It was awful.
I mean, we don't live to watch the wrecks and see people get hurt and all that. That's not what it's about. But at the same time, it needs a little bit of like, I mean,
No,
Yeah.
I'm not asking for wrecks. I'm asking for
Right.
hard racing. Tell me we can't have hard racing without wrecks? No, that's not the case. And
Right.
that shouldn't be the
Absolutely.
case.
You know, 'cause I remember the last, I don't know if it was the spring Martinsville race or the one before that. But I was a convert to like it because, you know, I like the big tracks and the fast, the speed, the data racing. So, I mean, I was kind of like an anti-Martinsville fan, but I remember watching the race and thinking, well, hey, I'm going to be a convert here. There's some, so I was kind of looking forward to the race. I'm thinking, well, that was boring.
I mean, what's bad too is we've got a lot of single file racing this season. That is boring. That is not making anybody happy. It's not making our drivers happy. It's not making the sport happy. And it's sure as heck not making the fans happy. Something needs to be done. The more NASCAR changes things, the more it gets worse.
I mean, we've had some of the moments of three wide for wide, unless I'm thinking of truck nationwide.
No, there has been a lot.
I've
There
been
has been a
nationwide.
significant amount of
I've
three
been
wide.
nationwide.
It's fine. It's been Xfinity for what, 2 years? And if they nationwide, it's fine. I wouldn't worry about it.
The thing is, I've not done that. I think it's your fault, Johnny.
Normally, you have to correct me.
That info.
But no, I mean, there has been 3 wide racing and there's been some 4 wide racing. But if you look over the entire season as a whole, there has been a lot of single file racing, and that's boring. That's not fun. That means somebody is dominating. And while I do enjoy seeing people dominate, I don't enjoy watching boring races.
Right. Absolutely. I mean,
Also, if you couldn't tell who I'm representing this week,
what's it say?
you couldn't tell
Oh,
who I was representing this week.
I had no idea.
Hashtag Bay.
So you
Sorry,
you
babe.
remember we had a chat at the beginning of the season when we first started the webcast about whoever was the winner between Chase Elliott and Ryan Blaney, that they'd have to wear the other team's colors, basically.
That's
And
true. I did agree to that, and I do have
huh?
one Chase Elliott shirt,
Okay, you
so
better
I will
clean it up
wear
and
it.
dust off the cobwebs.
It was actually just on the drying rack. I still wear it.
Good.
I
And
like it because it's America. It's very patriotic, and I
ah,
enjoy it.
you can wear it when you go vote.
Yep. I already voted. Voted early.
Oh, okay. I don't think we have that here. That's a whole nother subject.
We don't want to get on that subject.
Yeah, they'll be Tuesday for me.
Um, we had a little bit of talk about sponsors renewing
Mm-hmm.
for next year, and some talk about there's been some rumors about Biff will come out some more. Update number 3 on Biff is that where did it go? I had it. Um, Tad, I can't say his name, co-owner of JTG Doherty Racing, says it is certainly a possibility his team may expand to 2 cars in 2017, adding the economics of charter acquisition will play into a decision, which may have. He said this on Sirius XM Speedway. It's a big decision. Certainly, we're weighing out all the options right now. It's no secret that we have to figure out available and their costs. Are their drivers available? What do they cost? And certainly we ultimately have to report back to the sponsors and pull the trigger. But it's November 1st and we've got to make the call. But it's a huge decision for a company of our size. Let me think perfectly clear. If this JTG Racing gets a charter over Wood Brothers, I am will break loose and it won't be pretty.
You fuzzed out just a little bit. I think I got the gist of what you said, but
Well, since I'm online, although it's a place, so like, is that really a swear word? Like, you know what I mean?
yeah.
Determine it. Like, can I say it if I'm referring to it as a place, or like, can I not? Okay, either way, it's going to be bad about it because that is ridiculous.
I tell you what, get mad or whatever. See, I'll call Chuck and he'll take care of things for you.
We'll just have him do like his karate.
Oh yeah, hey, we're buds. I mean, well, I'll take care of it. You know, it's not just him; it's other folks too. There's, I need to shut up. I almost just got my soapbox there. Arrange it in. Arrange it in. I'm good.
Are you good?
Yes, I'm good. No, I'm not.
2 new sponsors this week, or not 2 new sponsors,
But they ever knew.
2 sponsors.
I was gonna say it. Go ahead.
We signed with Harvick is, if that's any surprise, not really surprised about that. And Advocate re-signed with Trevor Bain.
It's cool. We're kind of advocate people a little bit, so it's kind of cool. I guess if you buy the product, you're supporting drivers, so I guess we're Trevor Bain fans too.
So there's one of the things that's a part of Advocare is Spark. It's a powder that goes into water. It's actually really good. I've had it quite a few times.
Hey, I drink this stuff every day. I know it's limeade. We are addicted. I mean, we drink this stuff every day.
Good gracious.
I have to get, hey,
that would be great.
I usually get my dose in before my Tybo, my fitness regimen, so, yeah. My martial arts training. So, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Something.
Alright,
Thing.
so, was that the only 2
after this weekend? Did you hear me?
I don't think I did.
I said we kind of forgot kind of a big news, a big issue in the news this week with NASCAR. After Martinsville last weekend, pedestrians were struck. More than 20 people were injured. And the vehicle hit them in a parking lot after Sunday's Sprint Cup race at Martinsville Speedway. 22 people were injured, with the majority treated at the scene for minor injuries. 13 patients were treated there. 9 patients were transported to nearby hospitals for treatment of non-life-threatening injuries. It happened an hour after the race. A 2005 Chevrolet convertible passed a Jeep, and it struck the Jeep and then struck several nearby pedestrians.
The Chevrolet and a Jeep was involved?
Yes. So the Chevrolet wrecked into the Jeep, and then the Jeep stopped, but the Chevy kept going, and it wrecked it. That's when it hit the people. And they said alcohol not a factor, but they have charged a man with reckless driving. Years old, placed on an unsecured bond.
I mean, when I first heard about it, I mean, I'm like, how can one car hit that many people? That would have been.
Well, you know what was interesting? I don't know if you saw it, but a lot of people that were talking about it were saying that the guy literally, it seemed like he did it on purpose because he didn't slow down, nothing. He just drove right through him.
It better not have been a Stingray he was in. I like that car.
I don't know. It was just weird because how can you? Okay, they're not even like in the news. They're saying that they're claiming it was an accident, but you have all these fans who saw it and they're like, no, actually, he never slowed down. He never stopped. He literally looked intentional. He looked unaffected by it. So
I guess in the news terminology, they can call anything an accident because something bad that happens.
Yeah.
You know how the media is.
I do also find it interesting. Sorry, I'm all over the place with my brain right now. But I find it interesting. Some more news came out of NASCAR this week that Phoenix would be moving the race to Eastern time to 10:30 Eastern time. Do you really think people on the East Coast are going to want to stay up and watch that?
Eastern?
10:30. 10:30.
Oh my god!
So this was
I was
their
probably getting up by 10 o'clock. So
this was their statement. Phoenix Raceway announced today that the Lucas Oil 150 NASCAR Camping World Truck Series semifinal race on November 11th will begin at 8 p.m. Mountain Time,
oh,
with gates
PM?
now set. With
Oh, we're talking about Sprint
gates,
Cup here.
huh?
So we're talking about Sprint Cup here. I'm like, that early in the morning?
No. And then it says, so if it's 9 p.m. Mountain Time, that's 10 p.m. Eastern Time. Why do you nope. Okay, most NASCAR
No,
fans
that's
are on
11
Eastern.
Eastern. That's 11 Eastern.
No, Mountain Time's only 2 hours behind us.
Right, so it'd be 11 your time, 9 their time. 9, 10. It'd be
No,
10 my
it's
time.
8 their time.
Okay, 8. Then it'd be 9 my time, 10 your time.
Yes.
I got a
So
friend who lives in California, so I kind of process it all past
they're
a
3
certain
hours
time.
behind Eastern.
Right.
But what fans are gonna stay up and watch that race? Please tell me.
The dedicated ones, I guess. Like my
I
dad.
struggle to stay up and watch the World Series.
Speaking of, which I have absolutely. It's like I felt when the Cubs were in the World Series, I felt for a moment. And I have absolutely no record. I have no idea about baseball whatsoever, except a few names of teams. And when I look at my social media, I'm like, I feel like everybody in the world are Cub fans except me.
It's because Cleveland is against the world.
Do what?
I'm a Cleveland fan. So anything you probably saw on your timeline was me.
Who are they playing against?
So last night was a little rough.
Okay. See, I'm ignorant.
We'll get you on baseball. We got you on NASCAR. We'll get you on baseball eventually.
See, y'all didn't get me on NASCAR. I was on NASCAR before I joined, so I'm getting on the football bandwagon because I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan, and that's about as far as I've got. But I am a sports fan. It's like I love sports. I'm a competitive person. Put me in there playing it, I'll probably look but I'm a competitive person. Just one about following sports is just I follow other things if you know what I mean. But I'm not
On
invested.
the
All right, are we ready for track facts? Because I
real quick, we do
volunteered.
have an update on the sponsorship search for the Spring Cup Series. I
Go
don't
ahead
know
and
if
address
you knew
that
that.
first.
There was an update.
Go ahead. Continue.
So who it's going to be. Brent DeWar said, "We know how to handle complexity and meet deadlines, and this is no different. There's no rush to fill the void. The 2017 season begins early February. It's much more important we have the
Yeah.
right partner than to meet a self-imposed deadline. However, not having a new sponsor named yet has impacted at least one partner, Lionel NASCAR Collectibles. Instead of having the new entitlement sponsor emblazoned on 2017 diecast ready for the Daytona 500, the company will have to use a NASCAR logo instead."
Why can't I
That's going
mean?
to change the
Okay.
game a little bit.
Just I mean, clearly they probably already decided. I mean, I don't know if they're just waiting to complete negotiations with them, but clearly they had to have already decided too. You can't tell me that. I mean,
I wouldn't be surprised if they haven't done it yet.
maybe. I mean, I mean, that's a big decision. I'm supposed to make sure it's the right decision. We were in their shoes. So I mean,
Yeah.
do you still have any guesses as to who it may be? Probably not.
I don't know. I heard there's still quite a few people or quite a few companies that are still in talks.
So, okay, when it comes to our sport, NASCAR, and when this comes up for any sponsor or whatever, How does it work? I mean, do you have like 12 companies who come up to NASCAR and say, hey, we want it? Or does NASCAR go out and ask, knock on doors, so to speak? Or how does that go about? Do you know anything about that?
I don't know. They probably have to put in like a request for a proposal and like write up this proposal about like what they can do for the sport and why they think they should be picked, and how they're going to make changes and everything, and how they're going to bring more money into the sport,
Yeah,
and
money.
how how much money they get from the sport. It's probably like a book that each of them have to write.
Sure. Due to my track record of writing books, it takes a long time. I'm getting quick. Alright.
Track facts.
I'm getting there. Because I have it. Because I
You
volunteered to
looked
do it
frozen.
this week. Do what?
You were frozen. Frozen.
That's still frozen?
I can see you moving. It's just your voice is like delayed.
Still like it? A little bit?
You're good now.
Okay. Alright, track facts. We are at Texas Motor Speedway, of course, located in Fort Worth, Texas, in case you didn't know. And mine may be a little different because we're doing this for the first time because Emily's the expert, but she so graciously let me do it this week, and thank you. Alright. Track length, 1.5 miles, quad oval, 334 laps, 501 miles. Track size, 1.5 miles. Degree of banking in the turns is 24 degrees. Y'all don't want to hear all the nitty-gritty details like the luxury suites and all that, do you? One thing I found interesting is Texas Motor Speedway opened in 1997, which I actually didn't know it was that young. We might as well go. Yeah, we might as well go here because this influenced my curiosity. But there was an episode of Walker where they filmed at Texas Motor Speedway, and it's a favorite episode of mine. It was a big racing themed episode, and that was in '98 or '99. And I really didn't realize. I mean, track would have just opened when they filmed that, so I thought that was kind of cool that it was so young at the time. I thought it'd been kind of older than that, but it was like brand new.
Weren't you a toddler?
I was 97. I was 1 year old. 96. May 96 was when I was born. That would have been.
I was. Wait, what year? 97? I was 4.
I was 1, probably. Or getting close to 1, depending on what kind.
Little baby.
Yeah. But I'm so proud to have been born during the era of Walker. So proud of it.
Great resale value.
All the festivities and official stuff is TBA on JC's side, except the Grand Marshal is going to be Dennis Quaid.
Most of them are. Every time I do track facts, it's like that.
They have honorary pace car driver will be the Texas Rangers manager Jeff Bannister, which that's probably the baseball team, right?
It's what?
Which that makes okay, yeah, that makes sense. Sorry, I was thinking. All right, April 2016 race winner was Kyle Busch. November 2015 winner before that was Jim Johnson. Track race record, Greg Biffle, April 2012, 160 miles per hour, 0.577 miles per hour. Oldest race winner was Dale Jarrett at 44 years, 4 months, and 6 days in 2001, April 1st. Youngest race winner was Joey Logano at 23 years, 10 months, and 13 days, April 7th, 2014. We can beat that, both of us. April 2016 pole winner was Carl Edwards. November 2015 pole winner was Keselowski. Track qualifying record was Tony Stewart in 2014 October at 200.111. Oldest pole winner Bill Elliott, 46 years, 6 months, 0 days, 2002 April 8th. Youngest pole winner was Brian Vickers at 23 years and 12 days in 2006 November. Construction on Texas Motor Speedway began in 95. So we began at 95. So it took 2 years to build the track.
Mm-hmm.
I realize it's like duh, but I mean at the same time it's interesting information when you learn
Yeah,
about
that is interesting.
what's that. Still there?
Yeah, I'm here.
What did you say?
What? What'd you say?
I thought you were supposed to say something.
No, I don't know. My connection's really bad.
Ah, sorry about that. I thought you were supposed to say something.
No, you're
Alright.
fine.
The first NASCAR National Series race at Texas Motor Speedway was a NASCAR Nationwide Series event on April 5th, 1997, won by Mark Martin. The first NASCAR Sprint Cup Series race was April 6th, 1997, won by Jeff Burton. The track underwent repave between 2001 and 2002, between those 2 seasons. In 2011, the spring NASCAR Sprint Cup Series race was moved to Sunday to Saturday night under the lights at Texas. Texas Motor Speedway hosted its first chase for the Sprint Cup Series on November 6, 2005, won by Carl Edwards. And my clock is sounding. Can you hear it when it does that?
Alright.
Do what?
It's faint.
But loud in my ear, but
It's not that loud.
okay.
I don't hear it right now.
A lot of driving up the facts. I'm trying to pick some cool ones to mention. Let's see here. 151 drivers have competed in at least one NASCAR Sprint Cup Series race at Texas. 120 in more than one. Jeff Gordon leads the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series in starts at Texas. Go 24 with 30. Kevin Harvick, Matt Kenseth, Kurt Busch, and Tony Stewart lead all active drivers with 27 Texas starts each. Jimmy Johnson leads all active drivers in the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series in average starting position at Texas Motor Speedway with an 8.5. Johnson is the only active driver that has made more than one start at Texas with an average starting position inside the top 10. 6 drivers have made their first NASCAR Sprint Cup Series career start at Texas Motor Speedway. Adam Petty in 2000, Jay Sauter in 2002, Brad Keselowski in 2008, Trevor Bayne 2010, David Starr 2011, and Parker Kligerman in 2013.
Interesting.
18 different drivers have won at Texas, led by Jimmy Johnson with 6 victories, including 5 of the last 8 races. Or if anyone knows the pattern here, that pattern is called Jimmy Johnson. 8 drivers have multiple wins at Texas. Jimmy Johnson 6, Carl Edwards 3, Greg Biffle, Jeff Burton, Denny Hamlin, Matt Kenseth, Kyle Busch, and Tony Stewart each have 2. One NASCAR Sprint Cup Series driver has won at Texas with 2 different manufacturers. Jeff Burton once in a Ford in 97 and 07 in Chevrolet. Three NASCAR Sprint Cup Series drivers have posted consecutive wins at Texas. Jimmy Johnson 2014 and 2015 sweep, Carl Edwards 2008 sweep, and Denny Hamlin 2010 sweep. Jeff Burton in 97 and Dale Earnhardt Jr. in 2000 won their first NASCAR Sprint Cup Series career race at Texas. 11 of the 12 active NASCAR Sprint Cup Series drivers who have won at Texas participate in at least 2 more races before visiting victory lane. Junior won at Texas in his first appearance. Carl Edwards and Ryan Newman won in their second appearance at Texas.
Interesting.
Only 2 of the 12 active winning drivers have made 10 or more attempts before their first win at Texas Motor Speedway, Kyle and Kurt Busch. Kevin Harvick leads the series among active drivers with the most NASCAR Sprint Cup Series starts at Texas without visiting victory lane at 27. Jimmy Johnson leads the series in top 5 finishes at Texas with 14, followed by Matt Kenseth with 13 and Kyle Busch with 10. Jimmy Johnson leads the series in top 10 finishes at Texas with 20, followed by Matt Kenseth with 17. 2 active drivers have a NASCAR Sprint Cup Series average finish inside the top 10 at Texas, Jimmy Johnson and Matt Kenseth. And Casey Mears has participated in the most NASCAR Sprint Cup Series races at Texas without posting a DNF. Jimmy Johnson leads the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series in laps led with 1,023, led in 26 starts. 2 female drivers have made NASCAR Sprint Cup Series starts at Texas, Shauna Robinson and Danica Patrick. So that tops off driver notes and facts. Few race notes and facts. There have been 31 NASCAR Sprint Cup Series races at Texas, 1 event from 97 to 04, and 2 races per year since 05. Roush Fenway leads NASCAR Sprint Cup Series in wins at Texas with 9, followed by Hendrick with 8 and Joe Gibbs with 5. That surprises me for some reason. 4 different manufacturers have won a NASCAR Sprint Cup Series race at Texas, led by Ford and Chevrolet, 12 each, followed by Toyota 4, Dodge 3. So Chevrolet. There have been 5 NASCAR Sprint Cup Series finishes at Texas that have gone into overtime.
How is there only 5?
Ask Jason. I think that's about it.
I hate that there's only 5. Like, I feel like there should be more.
Cheep. Oh, one more fact here. Chuck Norris will be at the Speedway this week. Oh, that's not written there. Sorry.
Why do I get the feeling like you're gonna take a spontaneous trip to Texas this weekend?
Although I do take trips to Texas, you know, in my imagination, like every waking minute of the day. Actually, funny part is when I first read that Chuck Norris was going to be at the Speedway, I was like very devastated. I was like thrilled, silly. I mean, I was like trying not to cry, but at the same time, I was like, several months ago, I was really considering going to this race for NASCAR Female as media. I mean, I was seriously considering it. It just never worked out. It didn't work out that I could go. So when I read that, I'm like, it's got to be.
I don't think it worked out either way because I don't think Texas was willing to give us credentials.
I think Caitlin told me it could happen, but she told me it could happen, but we have to give like a month. I would have needed to tell her like a month ahead of time. She was saying she could work it out, I think, but just personally, it won't work out. I had nothing to do with y'all. So, that's it.
I'm sorry.
But hey, I'm going to Texas, honey, and you never done it all NASCAR. I'm gonna get there.
I want to go to Talladega.
We'll welcome you down here.
That involves getting money to come down there, so Give me some time.
Well, I think that's all the track facts. If I missed anything, JC's pretty good on that. So personally, what do you expect out of this weekend? We are at the round 3, second race of round 3. I mean, Jimmy Johnson being good at Texas. I mean, since he's already got his place in the championship, will he dominate or will someone else go up to the plate and beat him like Chase? Chase have a win at Texas. I feel good about his chances. No pressure. He's won it before.
I think JJ's gonna dominate like normal. Unfortunately.
He's just not been that good. I mean, once it was kind of maybe a little bit of wild card win. Maybe not fully a wild card win. But.
No, I mean just like at like he dominates at Texas. I don't mean like NASCAR in general. Like he's been dominating.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
A lot in cowboy hats, that's for sure. Feels like it anyway. Between him and Kyle Busch, probably.
I don't want Kyle to win, but I don't want JJ. I'd rather have Kyle win over JJ.
Yeah, I want, the thought of, it being a full JGR slate at Homestead for the championship was possible. Now it is not. So we have one guy from JGR who will not be getting in if all the rest get in. Probably Denny Hamlin, maybe. Maybe the odd man out.
Yeah, I can see that because he barely made it into this round anyways.
But Carl Edwards is at the bottom, but
I don't know. I don't see Denny. I don't see him getting past this round of the Chiefs. I don't see him making it to the Final Four.
Oh, we talked about it. Let's show it. I'm updating the grid every week, so there you go.
Who do you have written there?
Jimmy Johnson?
Oh.
31.
Boy.
I'm using red pens because I didn't have my black one, so we're going to have red for championship 4. It'll stick out. So, who wins Texas this week?
JJ probably, unfortunately.
I really want to go with Chase, not just because he's my driver, but, I mean, he has won before. He ain't got no pressure on him. I mean, I'm pretty sure Texas or Phoenix, Chase is going to win because I'm pretty sure he's got a win coming before the season's up. I know it's getting close to 10, and he hasn't won yet, but I have a feeling that he will. You have to say me that? Let's just admit it. I really want to win.
What?
Let's just admit it. I just want him to win at Texas.
That's literally all you want.
But seriously, like I said, he's won there before. So. But I guess my more logical choice would either be
Argument that Ryan should have won at Bristol, and Ryan should have won at Pocono, and Ryan should have won at Kentucky.
And Chase should have won so many races that he didn't. So I feel you there.
Hey, if you're using that logic, like.
I mean, looking back on this season, Chase had so many little narrow opportunities there, and then 2 laps to go. Nope. Or however many laps. It was just right there at the end. Didn't get a good restart. Caution came out. Something. Yeah, very memorable season from the grass to now.
I'm unfortunately going with JJ for this weekend.
That's a good choice. I'm pretty much Jimmy Johnson or Kyle Busch probably, or Chase. I'm staying in my Hendrick Gibbs camp, so that's good.
I think Jimmy will dominate this weekend.
You know what I really want to know?
What?
Who will Chuck be rooting for?
I don't know. Why don't you email him and ask him?
With the light.
Why don't you tweet him? You could probably tweet him. I'm just saying.
I was thinking, it says on his Facebook post that he was going to be introducing the 8 drivers. So probably the driver intro thing that he'll be doing.
Probably, yeah. Which it's not likely that we'll actually get to see that.
On Facebook, he said they would try to Facebook Live it.
Listen, NASCAR has an issue with showing intros. I get the feeling that, like, we're not going to get to see it.
No, I mean on Chuck's page, they said they would personally try to Facebook Live it.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah. I was looking it up.
Oh, God.
Yeah. He'll be at Texas to introduce the 8 chase for the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series drivers who are still vying for the championship. So maybe a driver interesting.
Interesting.
Very. I was in public when I read this now, and I had to control myself.
Was that hard for you?
Maybe a little bit. I was walking through the shopping and just kind of like the tears were about to flow.
I can't with you.
You know how you are with Junior?
Yes, I am aware of how I am.
So we all have our things, alright?
I cried when I saw him. Caitlin had to tell me, she had to remind me to compose myself because I was representing NASCAR female.
Mm-hmm.
Really hard. Really hard. Next year is I can fangirl all I want. I don't get any judgment because I'm not representing NASCAR female.
So
That's how I feel about that.
those are some of the things, so you understand. Please understand. Alright. Anything we missed this week?
I don't think so.
Not much in the news this week. Oh! Have we seen the last of Jeff Gordon at Martinsville?
No. Listen, Mark Martin retired how many times before he actually retired?
Jeff is pretty sure about it. He's a little bit more confident than I think Mark Martin was.
And Jeff also said he wasn't going to race after last year, and look what happened.
But that was, circumstances, not just him, delaying it. Because he was really retired. Done. Circumstances brought him out. It wasn't like, I changed my mind. I'll go and see. It wasn't like that. It's a little different.
What I do find interesting about those circumstances is that the person who is missing in all of this is Junior. And when he's asked about the 2017 season, the way he goes about saying he's returning makes himself, like, it kind of seems like he's hinting at not returning after 2017.
What do you mean?
I don't know. It's just the way that he said some things in some conferences the past few weeks, or like interviews the past few weeks. It's just his tone and his wording, and it bothers me because I have extreme anxiety about him not being in NASCAR after 2017. It's really nerve-wracking. I'm not ready for that yet. I'm not. Like, he's only 42 years old. You literally have like 20 good years of racing left.
You know how long I had thought in my young years that he's always been the young driver in my mind.
Mhm.
You know, since I've communicated, it's like he was a young driver. He was like the 30 something. I mean, and now he's like 40 something. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, he could be my dad.
Do you know that I used to try and convince my Aunt Annie that a 19-year age difference really wasn't that bad? I was convinced of it. I was like, listen, I'm going to marry Delaware Jr. A 19-year age difference isn't that bad. You're married to your husband, and he's 15 years older than you, so you really can't say anything about it. She then proceeded to tell me I was insane. I've since moved on from that dream and learned from it. You know, I still fangirl. It's Delaware Jr. Hello, who wouldn't?
Right. Well, see, there's a little secret with us fictional loving fangirls because you can actually be hooked on the fictional character but not the actual person. With Junior, that's different.
I fangirl over Steve McGarrett from Hawaii Five-O as well, so
Okay.
it is what it is.
We'll leave all those secrets in the closet.
Just saying.
So, and your boyfriend doesn't have a problem with this?
Listen, we have our celebrity list. It's fine. It is fine.
With Junior and all that?
Yes, he
knows,
is, and so is Ryan
he
Blaney.
knows your deep, dark childhood secret.
Ryan Blaney's actually above Junior on that one. But yeah.
What did he say?
That was not my boyfriend. That was an army dude. It's drill weekend, so.
Oh. You don't look on your face. I wasn't sure.
I can't. Ow.
Alright. Well, if that's all for this week, thank you guys for bearing with us and tune into Texas or else because I have connections and you know who will come to your house. Just kidding. Anyway, we will be back next week, same time, same place, 9:30 Eastern, right here on YouTube for the Burnout, another episode. Don't forget to check out all the wonderful articles by all the wonderful ladies who work so hard to support NASCAR and show their love and support on NASCARfemale.com. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, we're everywhere. Check it out, and we will see y'all next time. Have a great night, and y'all enjoy Texas.
Night.